Welcome back to Lego by the Book. I am Captain Xavier, and today I'm going to be building set 31132, the Viking ship and Midgard Serpent. It's a 3-in-1 set, though having taken a look at the other two sets, I'm not going to build them. I don't want to. And I'm not impressed by them. I don't like them, and so I'm not going to, and you can't make me. So, let's build this thing. Well, we start out with a barrel full of gems and 2 minis. I hadn't actually bothered to look, but these have absolutely amazing new torsos, armor torsos. And I think they were available on the Lego website, the Pick-a-Brick, for a while, and I didn't grab a bunch, and I regret it because those are just super cool armor torsos. I'm assuming the other ones are as well. Yep. Super cool. Looking forward to that. I may have to hunt down some more of those torsos. Alright. We're building a cow, apparently. There we have our brick-built cow, which just is kind of weird given that there is a Lego cow, but the 3-in-1s tend to be heavily brick built, so you know. Alright, now we start the boat. At the end of bag 1, we have the beginning of a hull with all the brightly colored bits that we won't end up seeing, as is their wont. We have the usual plethora of spare parts, though we also got a spare beard, which I thought was a little bit unusual, but the rest, extra gems, extra horns, extra tiny bit. So, nothing out of the ordinary there. On to bag 2. The end of bag 2, we have half of the bow and stern and our tail, I guess you would call it, and the usual plethora of spare parts. On to bag 3. And in bag number 3, we now have the full bow and stern. Very cool. It's actually, I really like that. Might look better if it was all black, but I don't think some of those parts even come in, or if it was all brown, but I don't think some of those parts even come in brown, and so it kind of gives it a wood slant look. I like it. The usual spare parts. Bag 4. At the end of bag 4, we have pretty much the entire hull, as well as the mast, which is actually properly rigged to keep it up, which is really cool, the use of these. The usual plethora of spare parts. Yeah, right. Let's get into some interesting stuff. Two more minis. This one has the same torso as one of the previous ones, but this is another new torso, plus he has the rough Very cool. Very cool. Right, at the end of bag 5, I think, we have added the little building back here, which I am now thoroughly curious on a historic level, because I made it look like an oxidized copper roof. Like the Statue of Liberty goes this shade of green when it's actually copper. As opposed to, say, make it look like it was tarp, if they made it red and white striped, like the sail. I'm curious if they actually had copper roofs on Viking ships now. I have no knowledge of that one way or the other, which would be interesting. We have also added a ballista, which is another thing. I'm not sure Viking ships had ballistas, but it is a callback to the original Viking ship that LEGO had back in the late 90s or early 2000s. Though this one is not self-reloading. This one you load a cylinder in, and then twang. Not particularly powerful, but still very neat. I dig it. I dig it. They give you extra ammo for it too, which is cool. Much less goofy looking than the previous one, because it was this big fired axle pin with balls, and I think it used, I don't remember what it used for the firing mechanism, but it had basically a clip of ammo that it was silly. At least I think that was on the Viking ship. That might have been on the Orc ship. The Troll ship. Maybe they both had it. I don't know. Anyway. Those ships both had prefabbed hulls. This one does not. Alright. The usual expected spare parts. Very good. Very good. Next bag. Bag 6. At the end of bag 6, the ship is complete. We have our sail, brick built, and still looks absolutely fabulous. Brick built shields, which are, I don't know how I feel about them entirely. I know it's a 3-in-1, so everything's going to be brick built, but they are still technically usable shields. You can put them in the hand of a minifigure, but they're a little huge. But I mean, better too big than too small, I suppose, for shields. Anyway. The usual spare parts. Now we move on to bag 7, the Midgard Serpent. And there we have it, our Midgard Serpent, which feels a little unfinished. The section right here feels like there should have been plates or tiles or something covering that bit, but anyway. Other than that, I actually kind of like the design. The tail is fully posable, but the neck isn't, and I thought that was kind of weird. This part here is all rigid. The head can go up and down a little here, but you can't actually really go forward much unless you do that, I suppose. There you go. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, I dig that. Still think that looks like it should have stuff, and I don't know that I have parts in that color, so who knows. The usual plethora of spare parts. We've got an extra tongue. That was kind of unexpected. So, let's get some Vikings on the ship and get them battling a serpent. So, we'll have somebody up top, up here with our 2 Ravens, Hugin and Munin. Because I assume that's who they're supposed to be. Someone with a spear. Doesn't actually have a tiller, so I don't have to worry about that. And there, you can have the ballista. Here. Yar. Didn't ever actually say where we're supposed to put the barrel. We'll just put it here in the middle. Yeah. Yeah. That is actually a really cool set. One of the other guys on Old Gray Bricks told me that it was a really good set, and they're not wrong. It's a good size, good shape, good proportions. I don't love the red and blue or the yellow and blue coloring. I might see if I have how much of that I have in brown that I could replace it with. But if I wanted to put it on display anyway. But the inside is pretty cool. The only kind of odd thing I feel is there's some sections here in the front. There's a hole on all four corners here where you can see down into the odd colored parts, and I don't think it would have been difficult at all to cover that. I'm not entirely sure why they didn't. Just didn't feel like it. It'd be really easy to add a couple of plates to cover up that section. So yeah, it would be really easy with a few parts here or there to make some improvements, but as a 3-in-1 and a creator set where it's all brick built, it's really, really well done. I am indeed pleased and wrong side. Aha! Battle them! Load the thing! Shoot the thing! I got him! Victory is ours. No! We came short. Reload! Plangity! Got him! Haha! Yeah! I dig it. I'm particularly excited about the minis. I'm going to have to see if I can get more of those minis, because that's a new armor torso. I could do all kinds of stuff with more armor. So, yeah. There you have it. Set 31132. Viking ship and Midgard Serpent. Very, very cool. Thank you for watching.